Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, Just B, and welcome to the Just B Show. Man, have y'all ever been to Toomsboro, Georgia, or Georgia at all? I haven't. Well, I plan to go there, but before I go, I was honored. I was blessed with the honor to go ahead and interview two beautiful women. Today with me, I got Ashley and I got Renee. What's up, ladies?
Hey, happy to be here.
That's what's up. That's what's up. How y'all doing today?
Great.
We're doing wonderful. How about yourself?
Oh man, I'm always blessed. I'm just over here trying to smile all day long. You
Yeah.
know, I had me some coffee this morning. Even though it's the afternoon, I had a late start today, but it's all good because we're here and this whole day is based around y'all.
Oh,
So if y'all ready to get it popping, let's get it popping.
We were absolutely. So,
So, okay, so I heard that you guys bought a piece of land. Black folks buying land?
we
What?
did.
Tell me a little bit about that. What's this piece of land? How much land was it?
Well, it's 96.71 acres of land. And for those who don't know what an acre is, it's about 4,300 square feet. So imagine 10 4,000 square foot homes. And the average American lives in just about 1,800 square feet on average. So,
Yeah,
6 football fields.
or 96 football fields.
96 football fields.
96 football fields.
Jesus, that's like, woo, that's big, man. Hey, first off, let me say congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, that is insane. 96 football fields. Can y'all imagine 96 football fields? Think about that. These two black women just bought 96 football fields, y'all. 96.71 football fields, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
That's what's up. Congrats to y'all. That's amazing. So I was told that you guys called it the Freedom Georgia Initiative. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
So what inspired the both of you to even create the Freedom Georgia Initiative?
You want to start or you want me to start?
You can start.
Okay. Well, definitely, when George Floyd, first, let me say this for me, Ahmaud Arbery's lynching down in the streets of Brunswick, Georgia, was the first time I had ever watched something like that. Like I do a big it's my I'm just not into watching the news, watching those fight videos on Facebook. Everybody like I don't watch that stuff. I don't like to have that in my vortex. But I happened to see it. And it's something that I actively avoid. I tell people don't be sending me no videos or no messenger. Don't tag me in it. I ain't into it. But I happened to see it because it just was so much conversation around it. And it shook me to my core. And then George Floyd was murdered. And that further made me realize that there's something really wrong in our country when just something like an incident of a $20 possibly counterfeit dollar bill could take your life as a black man. It created something in me that just it tore me up because I have a young black son. I'm married to a handsome black man. I don't have time for these streets and these cops or anybody to take what's mine out. And so that for me, it did something on the inside of me, and it felt it honestly, and because then Rayshard Brooks was gunned down here in Atlanta by two police officers. So we were hit back to back to back. And like I said, I don't keep that in my vortex. So for me to have seen the actual videos, that's unusual for me. But I watched these videos and it literally shook me to my core and it made me feel disempowered because I'm a problem solver. I'm somebody who is solution oriented. And I couldn't fathom a solution. Defund the police ain't gonna happen, ain't gonna work. Protesting in the streets, people still getting shot. We've been protesting since what's my boy Eric Gardner got strangled out. Since Trayvon Martin. We've been protesting. Ain't gonna work. I mean, is there importance of protesting? Yes, stay in them streets. All of y'all, please stay in the streets. Protesting is important, but it's not the only answer to the solution. what I felt after, because I went to a therapist, my Black therapist, shout out to Dr. Tabitha Ball. She helped us to see that no, there's some deep rooted stuff even within us as Black people. It's not just about, our oppressive colonizers, ignorant white people. It ain't just them. It's us as well. There are some Black faces creating, perpetrating horrendous crimes against each other. So there's something deep going on. And so for me, it was like, how do I address the real root causes of these things as an individual person? And, and honestly, an individual person can't address all of these issues. It takes collaboration. So I was just thinking, and my solution orientedness, like, what can I do? I was looking at things like dual citizenship, utilizing the sixth region of the African Union. I was doing research, looking at Diplomat Day, all of those things, because I'm like, something for me and my family, as far as my house, has changed. And this girl called me up one morning and was like, girl, did y'all see the viral Toomsboro? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, girl. She was like, yeah, it's this city's on sale, $1.7 million. It's a town in Toomsboro. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but if they got this whole town for sale, let's go check it out. I'm a realtor. That's what I do, baby. So we decided to go to the open house in Toomsboro, Georgia. We met some other Black investors. It was packed out. There were like maybe 40, 50 people there that day. And we were interested, and we knew somebody was going to buy Toomsboro, and somebody did go under contract for the city of Toomsboro. And it's not the whole city. It's just a few, 36 parcels of land all together that they packaged, and they called it the city of Toomsboro for sale. But it's commercial buildings, a bed and breakfast, all that kind of stuff. So someone did go under contract with that land. So me being who I am, I just thought, well, if somebody's going to buy it, there's development opportunities around the area that we want to take advantage of. So we went ahead and scouted out land that was for sale. There weren't many other homes or businesses for sale because it's a very small area. So the land was going to be the best option to be able to capitalize on whatever's coming to Toomsboro that the young lady who has it under contract may be doing. So we just kind of was like, hey, let's see what we can do. And once we found that 96.71 acres of land, it spoke to our spirit. We was sitting there in the car, literally looking out on the land, and we were like, this could be something. This is it. If we go and invest, this is the move. And so that's beautiful. That's how it came about.
That's super awesome. Like, wow. That is crazy. That's awesome, man. Again, I want to give the both of you a huge shout out. Like, that is amazing. Let me tell you, to even have the courage to go and do something like that is amazing in itself. 100. One of the viewers, Elizabeth Hope Brown, says, wow, I saw the listing. I wondered if someone was going to purchase. There they go right there. They purchased it.
I do have clarity though, because we did not actually purchase the city of Toomsboro that people saw that went viral in that post.
Oh, okay.
Who happens, from what I hear, to be from Philadelphia too, because I'm from Philly. So shout out to all my brothers and sisters from Philly. She actually purchased those parcels. I don't know if it was the whole 36 parcels. I don't know if the deal went completely. I think it was like 22 parcels. She didn't take the whole package. So we'll see what happens. We've reached out to her. Hopefully she reaches back out to us. But in any case, we wish her the best of luck, because we expecting her to do some big things in the downtown Toomsboro area, so it can attract even more people to what we're doing on our land.
Yeah, y'all slaying queens. That's what I'm talking about. Kill them. I feel it. So as far as the process of getting it developed, and I heard that you mentioned that you had a few other people help out with it and everything. It's 19, right? It was 19 total Black investors. So how long did the total process take between like finding a place, the piece of land, putting it together, getting it under contract, closing? How was that process?
I want to say it was like 45 days or less, because while we were sitting on the land and we was like, this is it, we got out, we walked around, and we literally planned everything. Like, we're gonna get 20 of our closest friends, and we're gonna see. Because at first we was like, okay, we could just do it, and then we was like, let's bring our friends and family, because this is something that we all sit around and talk about. Like when we have parties, when we just out and about, when we're just congregating, we always talk about owning a piece of land, owning something, building our own. And so this was just a perfect opportunity for us to get our friends and family together and to present this wonderful opportunity. And gladly that they all jumped on board and was excited. And this is how Freedom Georgia came.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, let me tell you, man. Let me just say this, and we're gonna talk about this later in the show. But to even be able to get that many black people together on one task. I just gotta clap for that one.
Like you said, we're gonna talk about it more. It wasn't as hard as you think.
Yes.
So we'll talk about it more. You let us know when you're ready to talk about it, but it wasn't.
For sure, I sure will, because that has to be talked about. Renee,
Yes.
you mentioned, or I'm sorry, Ashley, you mentioned something about seeing a therapist.
Yes.
How was seeing a therapist during all the global pandemics and the Black Lives Matter movement? How did it help you with all of this, with the development of FGI?
It was essential. It really helped me to get past the fact that I thought something was wrong with me for a second. Like, I was like, wait a minute, why am I so emotional? Why am I so upset about this? It's not like I knew George Floyd. It's not like I knew Ahmaud Arbery. And the therapy itself helped me to understand what racial trauma really is. And just because it wasn't someone I knew personally, we project that. Like, when you think of your own husband, when you think of your own son, that's what is actually happening. That's what's causing this sense of distress, this sense of being distraught, because you realize how disempowered you are with this racist systemic society that we live in. And going to therapy helped me to see, like, one, it's much deeper than just the surface things that we see, even in the culture. So I was grateful to have a Black woman therapist, because I felt that I could be authentically myself. I was able to cry and say how this impacted me and not feel ashamed, because just like Black men go through the Black men shouldn't cry situation, we're always taught that we're supposed to be strong Black women. And that ability to break down those walls and emotional barriers in a safe space to be able to really deal with that emotional energy and get it out in a way that is effective, in a way that is healthy, it made such a big impact, because I was mentally healthy to take on what it was that we wanted to do. And I wasn't in a place where I continued to feel disempowered. By the time I was, and I'm not done therapy, but going through the sessions helped me to gain that power back, to gain that confidence and sense of self back, because it did rock my sense of self when I felt like, wait a minute, there's nothing I can do to help protect my child. There's nothing I can do to help protect my husband if he goes out and gets stopped by the wrong police officer on a bad day. And walking around with that pressure and that sense of just disenfranchisement and disempowerment, I had to go through therapy to knock that off of me, because I'm an overachiever. I'm solution oriented. I feel like that there's nothing that I can't do. I'm a woman of God. I'm a believer in Christ. The word tells me that all things are possible. So to feel like, wait a minute, it ain't possible to be able to protect my child in these current circumstances in this society, it made me take pause, and therapy helped me to get my power back.
Awesome. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Shout out to her husband. You got a beautiful, strong Black woman right here, man. That's love, man. I love to see the strength in people. So, I swear to God, I do. It's just amazing. And, congratulations to you for even being vulnerable enough to go see a therapist.
Yes.
That's
go see a therapist.
Everybody.
Y'all go see a therapist. It's okay. It's okay.
I have my bachelor's degree in psychology, and while I did not go into psychology, I went into business and marketing. I understand the value of the therapist experience, and I'm going to a HBCU. Shout out to Bennett College for Women in Greensboro, North Carolina. I understand that Black therapists are essential, and there are a slew of them, and we need to be supporting their businesses and supporting our communities and our mental health.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Speaking, I heard you mention things about things being impossible. Renee, I heard that somebody told you couldn't do something one day.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your tragic fall, because they told you wouldn't be able to do something, and you doing it right now.
Well, in September in 2013, I happened to fall 15 feet out of an attic, and I had to be rushed to the hospital via helicopter because I was in the middle of Henry County. I don't know if you're familiar with Georgia, but in Atlanta, Henry County is like 30 minutes outside of every emergency hospital. And so I had to be taken to the hospital via helicopter, and I suffered a T12 fracture on my T12 vertebrae, and they told me I would never walk again, that I would live the rest of my life in a wheelchair. And my children were 11 and 6 at the time. And I was like, I can't imagine my life just stopping, or the doctor dictating my future, telling me I won't be able to walk. And so I was able to go into the Shepherd Center Rehabilitation Center, and that place changed my life. I was able to learn how to do everything all over again, walk unassisted, and I was able to have a baby. They told me I would never have a kid again. My daughter is 14 months old. I got married after my accident. I met my husband while I was going through rehab. I met him online. It's just been an amazing recovery these last 6 years. We're going on 7 years. So don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. Just stay focused in your goals, and you can do anything you put your mind to, because that doctor told me before he did my surgery, your chances of walking are slim to none. And I just couldn't take that. Being a young Black woman, being strong as I am, being a mom, I just couldn't imagine someone telling me that I'm not able to do things to help me take care of my children.
That's dope. That's dope, yo. If y'all out there right now, I want everybody to stand up, give her a round of applause, because that's awesome. When somebody tells you that you cannot do something, or you won't be able to do something, and you still have a strong enough mindset to say, yes, the hell I will.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Yes, the hell I am. Yes. That's dope, yo. That's dope, man. I love Black beauty. I love Black women. I love Black men. I love being Black.
Yeah.
And Black
it's dangerous, but it's lit. That's
right. Black is strength. Black shows so much, yo. That is so awesome. When your PR told me that you need to be on this show, she was damn right, because you stand up for what this show is about. It's all around being better than yesterday, and that's all you had to focus on, was to be better than the day before. And you did that, and you slaying right now, Queen. You slaying. So I want to give you a round of applause, hands down. That is awesome. Wow, that is awesome.
That's my friend. That's why that's my friend.
Look, go ahead, best friend.
I cannot imagine life without this woman. I swear, she is the best thing ever. She's the best realtor in Atlanta. So please hit her up.
That's awesome. She looked at you like, girl, oh my God. That's awesome. You guys are great together, man. That never let that friendship go.
No.
Don't let this crazy world of business.
This is my best friend's soulmate.
This is my soulmate.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. You guys have so much going on, and I'm sure there's so much more to come. So let's talk about what we was going to talk about. And let's talk about overcoming that stigma that Black people can't work together.
Yeah.
They can't work together. How easy was it? And you said it wasn't that hard. Break it down for me a little bit.
There were like challenges because, some people ain't had their money together. Some people ain't have the vision. They were like, I don't got enough details. And, it was a couple of hemming and hawing moments, but we never lost sight of what our vision was. And by sharing it and telling people, and we knew who to go to. Like, we know, you know who them folks are, that's the negative Nancy's and the Doubting Thomas. We kind of bypassed them folks because we didn't have time for people who would speak against what we were trying to do. So we reached, like I said, we were just doing another interview, but the first people we reached out to were our close friends and family. So if I can't do something with the people who say they love me, come on now, like that should be your first thing. And if we talking about we're gonna get some money together, we're gonna try to create some wealth together, that's a no-brainer. I want all of my I want all my day ones to win with me. So we were very clear. We made a PowerPoint presentation, and that's the key. Overcoming the stigma was by first overcoming the stigma and not having your stuff together. The reason why a lot of Black people don't want to work with Black people is because of the same complaints we always hear. They don't have their stuff together. They got bad customer service. People don't know how to act right. People got attitudes. But none of that was ever the case for us because we wrote the vision, we made it plain, and even though we didn't have all the specifics of the details, we had the vision. And by sharing the vision and telling people, like, look, we identified the land. We know what it's going to cost. We know how many people we need to make it happen, and expressing it and articulating it to people who are brilliant Black people. At the end of the day, none of us are stupid. Like, we are business people, entrepreneurs, lawyers, doctors, credit repair companies. Like, people had, enough common sense and intellect to say, wait a minute, this can work. And by going to the right people and going to the people who we know say they love us, the people who say they are down for us, what we presented to them was not so far-fetched. We didn't ask them for $1.7 million to buy Toomsboro. We asked them for something that was actually mentally feasible. So when we went to talk to people and say, hey, we need to get a couple of stacks together from each person, and people can come up with a couple of stacks, and each person got a little nest egg. And by talking to each other and having our Zoom meetings, because we in the age of a pandemic, so we was on Zoom, zooming our life away for days. And we did it. We moved with a sense of urgency. We didn't do a lot of hemming and hawing. We said, look, this is the plan. Who's down? People who were down, and the people who were not down kindly removed themselves. And then we had a meeting on a Tuesday.
By the next Wednesday, everybody was like, we're in.
We're ready. Yeah, we're in. Like, everybody.
I think 10 people signed up that same day that we presented everything to them. And then a few people was like, let me think about it. And they called the next day. People were literally trying to bring friends in. Like, I got this person who do this that would be interested. So it wasn't as hard as people think. And I need everybody to get out of the notion that Black people can't work together, because we can. We proved that we can, and we want to show you that we can. We want to teach you guys that we can, that you guys can do it as well. So
yeah, and the reality is everybody does it but us. So we know that the model works. Like Asian folks, Jewish folks, Latina folks, Caribbean folks, everybody lives in a house together. And
we got a little freeze up real quick. Oh man, I don't know what happened, y'all. They froze up real quick. Ladies, if you can hear me, you might need to jump out and jump back in. Yo, big shout out to these two beautiful Black women right here. We got Ashley and Renee, yo. They are out here slaying it. They bought a 96.71 piece of land in Toomsboro, Georgia, y'all. Toomsboro, Georgia. I don't know where that's at. I'm definitely going to look it up, though. If you don't know where it's at, you definitely look it up. This is a beautiful situation here. Let me just check on them real quick. Hopefully they jump back in. I'm sure they will. Just give it a brief moment. I know they gonna be right back, y'all. I know they gonna be right back. But check this out. They have a GoFundMe a GoFundMe. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes on the show, guys. If you can, I want everybody to pitch in and help these two ladies out. They're killing the game right now. I love what I see. This is so awesome. Hopefully we can get them back in real soon. This is part of life, y'all. This is how it works. Toomsboro, Georgia.
Can I turn this way? Sorry,
it's okay.
We were just about to get good too. What we're doing now, so we had to switch computers because I couldn't find my laptop charger. I was looking for it when I walked off the screen.
It's all good.
This is what happens in the Zoom life now. You gotta stay with your devices charged at all times.
Yeah, you gotta make sure everything charged. You got to, but it's all good. We'll work it out.
So we were just saying that it took some time for us to get the right people, but everybody does it, and all we need to do is follow the same model, and we can be successful too.
Yeah, most definitely. So let me ask you a little bit about the land. What's your favorite part about 96.71 acres?
Right now, it's the stars for me.
The stars, definitely at night.
We went out there and looked at the sky. There's zero light pollution. And I saw 3 shooting stars in one night. The first time I had ever seen a shooting star in my life. I'm from Philly. I'm a city girl. And I was like, OMG. Wow, God, you was really showing off for us right now.
Did you make a wish?
I did make a wish. I'm not going to tell you what that is.
No, you ain't supposed to tell. Because then if you tell, it don't come true. That's what they say.
Right.
That's awesome, though. That's super dope. I'm going to give y'all a second, let y'all get y'all camera together.
I'm trying to get it right. We about to the station. Okay.
It's okay, because you know what? This is for the viewers and the audience out there. This is the times that we live in. It's a digital world. It takes time, things happen, but it's okay. The whole purpose is, and this is for you ladies as well, no matter what obstacle you jump in, no matter what obstacle happens, you just jump in front of it and you keep it pushing. Oh, y'all gonna switch back? Y'all switch back? You gotta take it off and mute. Unmute your mic.
All right, we back.
I love it. I love it when we can overcome challenges in the moment.
That's it.
Because y'all definitely gonna have to do that with this big old piece of land.
Yeah, all the time. And we have it. And to say that this has been without challenge would be a lie. Because when we first got started, we was like, well, who got the good credit? And people who ain't had the good credit. And then we did find the people who had the good credit. Like, we had to go through some challenges and find ways to work it out. And that's what we did.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, ladies, I mean, I'm sure everybody wants to know, what the heck do you plan on putting on this land? I want to know. I ain't been to Georgia, so when I come out there, I need somewhere to go. So, what do y'all? What's the development? What y'all gonna do with it?
Well, we are doing a lot. We have a lot of plans. A lot of land. a lot of land with a lot of plans. We're gonna do hemp farming. We want to have a recreational area for our people to come and just convene. We want to have like places for weddings. Just a lot of different things.
Yeah. So one of the first things I want people to know is that the 19 families that invested in the land, we're building residential sites on the land. So like, we've been getting people calling us like, can we build our homes and can we bring our teeny houses? And at the moment that when we did our business opportunity and our plan to the investors, it was for us to be able to build our houses, our community. So we're going to look at, what it could look like to bring other families in the future. But we want to encourage other people to buy land nearby and start their own developments the way that we did ours, because we want to conserve a lot of the natural beauty of the land and the forest around it. Like I said, we have a creek that runs through the land. We want to do farming, we want to do organic farming and have a sustainable food system where we can feed ourselves. We don't have to go to the grocery store anymore. We want to be able to be off grid and have a solar power farm, so that way all of the homes and all of the businesses that will be on the land are completely off grid, and we're not paying bills, because that's another thing. We got to find ways to not be consumers and constantly sending our dollars to other companies and corporations that are not investing back in our own community. So our plan is to come up with means for our own utilities. So the solar panels, we're in the boondocks, so we'll have water through we're planning on putting a man-made lake in. We plan on having, wells and things to be able to have water, and hopefully we can partner with water utility company to bring a water tower so that we can have sewer and water for the development of Freedom, Georgia, as it becomes a municipality in the future. But our biggest plan really is this retreat community. We and our small businesses, we want to have some mixed use buildings where people live in the house at the top, and they have their small business at the bottom, a storefront. So that way, we can build a Black Wall Street, but it's really to create that opportunity for the dollar to recycle in our market, a hyper local economy. That's what we really have to understand. Like, a hyper local economy means that when I want to have a birthday cake, I'll come to Narcissus Cupcake. Renee's has a company, so she doing all of my birthday cakes. If she doing everybody's catering and cakes, she's making money, and she don't have to go off the land. She don't have to go deal with all these other folks that don't want to deal with her in the first place, because our hyper local economy will support us. We have an event planner that's a part of our collective. So when it's time to do a wedding, you can have your wedding right in Freedom, Georgia. You can have that money cycling and recycling in our community. So it's a sense of establishing our own company, our own community, and having our own dollars constantly recycling in our communities. And we want to teach other people that that's the model. Even though it sounds like this big thing that we're doing with 96.71 acres, it's really for us and our families to be able to be resources amongst ourselves and have a hyper local economy where our money is rotating around these 19 families and our vendor partners. So that way, like Black Wall Street, our dollar can recycle 11 times before it leaves and goes somewhere else. So that's really what our plan is to create places where people can come visit. We want to have an amphitheater because we are real big. We have artists. My husband's music producer and live performing art, does drums, and Q Akila, Q of Cypher House. She's an artist. So we want our artist community to thrive heavily, so that people are coming to Freedom, Georgia for concerts and for outdoor theater, and all kinds of just cool things that can create Black traditions and culture for us, that brings people to in a tourism capacity to Freedom, Georgia.
Awesome. So does all of that is all of that included with the Big Black Campout?
So with the Big Black Campout, we are asking people to come. They get to camp on the land for 3 days and get to experience just the land in its raw state. We just purchased this land last month. July 25th is when we 24th. July 24th is when we close. So there's nothing on this land yet. We just getting started. So we are having the Big Black Campout. It's a primitive camping event. We already went. We camped on the land the Saturday
So much fun.
after we purchased the land, after we closed on the land. And a lot of us, it was our first time camping, honey. And that was an experience that we want all Black folks to have. You haven't had a relationship until you pitched a tent together, okay?
Right.
We want first time campers
and Black couples and Black families to come on out to this event and experience something there, because most of us would never camp by ourselves. I would not have went camping by myself, honey. But because my friends were there with us, we had a blast. It was so much fun. And we had some visitors that came. They was like, oh, this is a whole vibe. Yeah. And when she said that, I stole it. That became our tagline. So the Big Black Campout.
So shout out to Jazzy for that tagline.
Thank you, Jazzy.
Shout out to Jazzy.
A whole vibe, because like
That's
I said,
cool.
we have artists in our community. So there'll be performing artists. There are going to be vendors, sponsors. The National African American Gun Association has a local chapter there. So they will be out doing firearms training, working as security for the event. And they're also, we're talking about bringing a gun range to the property, because that's important too. Our Second Amendment rights are essential when you start talking about building your own communities, because they blew up Black Wall Street.
Right.
So,
how can we go about registering? How can people register for the event?
They can go to thebigblackcampout.com. And if you're somebody who likes a lot of details, you can go to bigblackcampout.eventbrite.com. It has the entire schedule of events. You can also get to it from Facebook as well, Big Black Campout.
The Big Black. Oh, I put the Big Black out. My bad, y'all.
Yeah, that ain't it. It's the Big Black Campout. All right, now you can go to Outdoorsy or RV Share if you're like, oh no, boo boo, I'm gonna have to be a glamper Labor Day weekend. I'm not with the pitching of the tents.
I like the tent feel.
I love the tents. I enjoyed the tents. I'm just letting know everybody might not be about that tent life. So if you are not, get yourself a camper from outdoorsy.com or rvshare.com and come pull up, because we're gonna have a great time.
Cool. Kenya, she helped me out right there. It's the bigblackcampout.com for all of the viewers and listeners and out there. If you want to be a part of this event, whether you're in Georgia or if you all the way in Las Vegas like me, I love camping, by the way. I can pitch a tent. Yeah, I can pitch a tent.
California friends love camping. Like, we realized there was a whole Black camping community, and most of y'all from California, y'all been camping.
Yeah, I'm in the desert, but I go to the mountains and pitch a tent real quick.
Okay.
Real quick.
Awesome.
I definitely love being a part of the outdoors. So to my audience members, to the viewers, the listeners, everybody, no matter whether you're in the UK, Australia, or the United States, if you want to make it to this event, go to thebigblackcampout.com to register, to get more information, so we can go and we can hang out with these two beautiful ladies right here on this brand new piece of land the size of 96.71 football fields, y'all. They out here killing it. They out here collectively getting together and making changes to not only their city, not only their state, but to the world itself, y'all. Man, I am so stoked to hear about this. You guys are so super awesome. So are there like certain perks about owning land in Toomsboro?
Well, here's the thing. Toomsboro is the city, but what I want people to realize is what you're looking for is unincorporated county land. So when you live in an unincorporated portion of a city, you get more room to maneuver without having to be bound by the limitations and statutes and ordinances and zoning of the city itself. So because we are not in the city of Toomsboro, we've escaped a lot of zoning and ordinance laws and positioned ourselves to effectively create the municipality of Freedom, Georgia, when it's time. So that area that you want to purchase in should always be, if your plan in the future is to become a city, and that's what I'm telling people, like, we really need to look at Black cityhood. We need to ask our legislators to support our bills and our resolutions to become new Black cities, because these old ones aren't serving us. So being in an unincorporated area is the key to being able to create a municipality in the future. So that's why we chose this particular piece of land, because it gave us enough room to maneuver, to be able to build the kind of things that we wanted to build. We don't have to worry about fighting with zoning laws to be able to do container homes, to be able to do earth homes, whatever types of creative construction we want to be able to do, we'll be able to, because the unincorporated part of Wilkinson County that we're in doesn't require for us to do any zoning or ordinances other than what the state of Georgia requires, which is the international building codes. So being able to build utilizing the international building codes, that anybody can do that. I could literally pick up a hammer and build my home to international building codes myself. And a lot of people don't have that option. Like, how can they come on, pick up your hammer? Come
on. That's pretty random.
Yes. Pick up your hammer, because and unfortunately that's the thing, most people don't have these skill sets. We're way too dependent on other entities for our own building. And my grandfather built our house in Philadelphia with his bare hands. None of us have that experience, but we can have that experience when we start building these new black cities, and we can build it the way we want to build it. We can require that everybody have an energy efficient, zero emissions home. We can ask that people respect the wildlife when they build. We wouldn't have that ability if we were having to do things under the Toomsboro or any city's ordinances and zoning. So that's the benefit of why we chose this land, because it's going to give us a lot of room to maneuver and do things the way that we want to do it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I am impressed. I can't wait to come to Georgia. I've never been there before. Yo, I got a birthday.
You gotta love it. You gotta come.
I got a birthday in October. Okay. I spoke to Kenya and I told her, I said, hey, do you think they'll be willing to take me to the land?
Absolutely.
So I can go check it out.
We
That'll be
are
awesome.
going to be setting up tours soon, because we've gotten hundreds of emails, comments, texts, and I promise you, I'm a social media marketer. That's my background before I became a realtor, and I respond to every comment, you guys, and it touches my heart, because I know that the fact that you took the time to write us, it really moved you, because in this age, people don't comment or post. People post and ghost, and they don't really say much. So the fact that people took the time to actually leave a comment, I try to respond back, and Renee's been responding back, and Laura Riley Cooper, our unofficial CEO of the Freedom Georgia Initiative, she's been emailing and responding back. So we've been absolutely able to I lost my train of thought, y'all. We've been able
it's all good.
do great things, and connect with a lot of people. So we want to get people out there. If we can't respond to everybody, because I know that we're doing more press, we'll be on Channel 11 News sometimes this week. So I'm sure more waves of comments and emails are going to come in. We're going to always do our very best to keep in constant communication with folks. But yeah, we are expecting to bring lots of people to the land. We want to see some weddings there. We want to see family reunions there. We want to see birthday party turn-ups there. This is private, Black-owned land. Okay, what y'all want to do? Let's go. Let's come on and do. What
we'll
y'all
plan your
do?
events.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, y'all heard that? They do it all. Weddings. We gonna do events. I'm gonna be there, y'all. I definitely want to be a part of this whole entire movement. This is a movement. This is not just a moment. This is gonna create a movement for so many black folks. It's gonna be a beautiful thing, yo. 100. Before we get into the because I definitely want to talk about your GoFundMe. Okay. But before we get there, let me just say this to you, ladies: the mindsets that you two women have is off the Richter scale. It's off the chain, yo. I'm so impressed. I really love it. But how has growing up in Chicago, in Philly, how has that impacted the mindset and the motivation of you two beautiful women? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I would say growing up in Chicago, I was involved in a lot of gang activity. There was a lot of gangs around me, and I knew early on that I didn't want to raise a family there, that I didn't want to live there any longer, because I knew I wanted to live like in Chicago. A lot of times a lot of us don't make it out. And I told my mother when I was 12, like, soon as I turn 18, Mom, I'm leaving. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going to be. But as soon as I turn 18, I'm leaving. A month after my 18th birthday, I left Chicago with a $5 bill in my pocket, and I never looked back. Because I saw something greater. I always felt like I didn't belong. Chicago is a very wonderful place, but I just felt like, me personally, that it wasn't my last place. Like, it wasn't the final thing for me. I always knew that I was going to do something great, and I knew it wasn't going to be there, that I had to leave to find myself. And that's what I did. And that was the best thing I could have did for myself.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I mean, for me, I grew up solid middle class. Like, that's why I'm into real estate now. Like, my grandfather, like I said, he built his house with his bare hands, and then he sold it and bought the second house, and then that house stayed in our family. That house is still in our family. So growing up in Philadelphia, I left at 17 myself to go to college. Like I said, shout out to Bennett College for Women in Greensboro, North Carolina, on my Bennett Bells. I left and went to Greensboro, and I literally only went back for like a year, and that was well after being in Atlanta. After I left Greensboro, I went to Atlanta. I lived in Atlanta for several years, and then I went back to Philly for a year because my father and my mother both had some health issues that my mother overcame, but my father passed. And just that experience, my father passing from diabetes and cognitive heart failure, that for me probably had more motivation, because growing up in Philly, I mean, the hustle is real. Like, I've been an entrepreneur in my entire life. I tell people, from selling candy in the SEPTA on the subway train and bootleg CDs and DVDs. I did it all to make $1, and I've always been an entrepreneur. And that's just the energy of Philly. Like, we gotta have a hustle. Like, you gotta, what you doing to get this bread, sir, ma'am? Like, that's how we roll. And so, taking that energy of, I can accomplish anything I set my mind to, which was instilled in me. I went to the Philadelphia High School for Girls, and so I have a unique history of being, in an all women's high school and then going to an all women's college, that also really motivated me and impacted me. Because Philadelphia was cool growing up, West Philadelphia, born and raised. I love it. Everybody always hits me with the Will Smith
I was
song.
just about to.
I felt it.
I was like, here they go. I knew it was gonna come. I was expecting it. But like, growing up, my whole entire family except for me went to Overbrook, where Will Smith is from. So I mean, we have a rich history in Philadelphia of successful musicians, of artists, of entrepreneurs. My mother was an entrepreneur. Marion Tasco, shout out to another one of my Bennett sisters. She was our congresswoman in Philadelphia. My mom was the candy lady. She would sell candy out of the basement of our house in Philly, and the neighbors started complaining. So they were like, yo, you can't be having all this traffic to your house, shorty. And so Marion Tasco sent my mom a letter saying she had to shut down her little candy store from out the house. And that made my mom go start her own corner store. So I've been around entrepreneurship my entire life. And so that to me is like a energy that I know I got straight from Philly. I'm straight out of Philly, is that entrepreneurial spirit. And that's how that motivates us and how it has manifested in this particular venture.
Awesome, great. Yeah, hustlers at its finest, y'all. Hustlers at its finest. You gotta be a hustler. If you want anything in life, you gotta hustle to go get it. Don't think you just gonna be standing in the corner and everything just gonna come to you. We ain't built like that. I'm sorry. Our history ain't built like that. We gotta get up, get at it, go get it, and make it happen. Much love, y'all. Much love. So tell us about this GoFundMe. How much? What's the total amount? I heard it was $88,000.
That's what we're looking to raise.
What would $88,000? How would that affect the development of this land?
Well, it'll make it much more hospitable is what we want to do. So we want to go ahead and build some roads, because right now we just have like 2 dirt roads that access the land. We want to be able to put gazebos and benches and just things so that when people come to visit, they have a way to get restrooms, water. We need a well, and our septic tanks and things like that. So we're ready to just start putting some of the basic amenities on the land, and again clearing the land, because there was lumber that was growing there before we purchased it. So we're dealing with some stumps, like the huge stumps in some cases, where we have to actually get equipment that we either will purchase or rent. We would like to work with a black-owned stump and tree grading removal company. We had somebody reach out, but that's what we're doing. We're taking this money. We want to put it in the hands of Black businesses to help us build out the roads, put the well in. We want to dig that lake out, and we want to put up some camping and RV sites with electric and water hookups. So just to make it something that's comfortable for people. So as we begin to do these events, we want to put some pavilions out there so that people can have their family reunion. So that 88,000 will give us, get us some pavilions, some gazebos, start with the bathrooms, just the basic amenities that are necessary to make it comfortable when people visit.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. To all my viewers, and if you're just listening, I need you to come view and check the comment section. The GoFundMe link is on the screen right now. I'm not even finna read that whole link out, but it's also in the comment section. So whether you're watching right now or if you're gonna watch in the future, look in the comment section. I will make sure the link is in there. Actually, I'll also edit the post and I'll put it in the whole description of the post itself. Please, please, we're asking everybody, not in just the United States. I know people internationally. So we're asking all over the world, globally. Right now, we're facing a global pandemic. Let's help globally to help these two beautiful Black women and all of the rest of the 17 more investors. Yeah, 17 more investors. Let's aim for 100,000 investors. That seems like a good goal right there. I'm telling you, just think about it. If we could get 1,000 people to donate $8, you know what I mean? That's that much closer to the goal, y'all. That much closer. Let's do what we can collectively, like they're doing this collectively, to help these beautiful women be able to invest in this land so that it can not only help them, but it'll help the communities around them. It'll help the people of Georgia. It'll help the people of the world. It'll give us an extra space to go and to spend time with our families. Let's get it, y'all. Let's do what we can to help them invest. This is an awesome, awesome, awesome situation here. This group of women right here is beautiful. It's great, guys. I love what you're doing. I'm totally down for it. I'm definitely gonna be putting my investments in it. Let me tell you guys, everybody that deal with the Just Be show or Just Be Speaks or anything else that I have going on, if you're on Team Just Be, I want you to right now go to this link right here and donate. If you work for me, go donate. If I gotta pay you back out your checks, fine, whatever it is. Let's donate, guys. Let's get it together. So if you support me, I want you to support them. 100%, hands down. Let's get this money. Let's help them.
I was gonna say, and the cool thing is, if you do donate at certain levels, you can get something named after yourself. Everybody wants something named in their honor, right? So go on and give big, boo, because we want to go ahead and name. We want to put y'all names on stuff. We ready to have some people with their names on some stuff. Put a black card out, okay?
Yeah, you see me, right?
Come on now.
That's what I'm talking about.
When you look at the buildings across America with people's names on it, it's because they gave. It's because they donated. And I'm tired of seeing buildings with the same names, y'all. It's time for us to put our names on some things. So that's why part of our fundraiser, our GoFundMe, We are going to honor the loved ones. If you have someone that you want to honor that you might have lost through COVID, get a bench and put their name on it. Get a gazebo and put your family's name on it, because this is a new beginning for us. That's why we chose the $88,000 number. And we want to create new beginnings for our people, and we want to honor all of the folks from our past, our ancestors, and honor ourselves. Because I'm putting my name finna be on a couple buildings, okay?
Yes, we have monuments.
These are they pulling Confederate monuments down. We about to build some new monuments up, okay? It's time for us to be able to celebrate ourselves. And it would be an honor if we could get you all support so that we can put your names on some benches, on some gazebos. If you got some real money, we can put some buildings in your name, because that's what we want to do.
I think I might have to drop some real money. I think I want my name on some stuff. No, I love how you said that, yo. It's time to celebrate us.
Yes.
You know, we're not celebrated too often in throughout history. It's like they said, y'all. It's time to celebrate us. Think about what that says. Think about what the volume that speaks. Think about that, y'all. It's time to celebrate us. It's time to celebrate them. I'm so super proud of you guys. 100%. I like to end my show like this, right? I want to ask each one of you guys. I want you guys to answer individually. I'm gonna ask you together. What's one or two things that people can learn from the actions of Freedom Georgia Initiative? Ashley, let's start with you.
The main thing that I want people to learn from the actions of Freedom Georgia is to take action. Don't just think about it. Don't just talk about it. Be about it. Do it. You can. And it's possible that you might fail. We put this plan together and thought that, we don't know if we're going to make $1 million from purchasing this land. We don't know if we'll ever make a red cent. It might end up costing us some money. But at the end of the day, what we'll have is a legacy. And what we'll have is an asset that no one can take from us or take from our family, as long as they continue to live the values that we instill in them as investors and founding families of this Freedom Georgia Initiative. So do it. And don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid of no, because you're going to get a whole lot of no's. And when you do, you just one step closer to a yes. So go ahead. And that thing that you've been thinking about at night that God put on your heart, you can do it. And even if nobody had to say yes, me and this girl was going to do it ourselves. And that's what you take from this. Where 2 or 3 are gathered, God is in the midst. And this has been a complete God ordained thing for us, because it's gone with grace and ease from the inception of the idea. And you too can do this if you have, the right heart, the right mindset, and you're doing it to be able to be the change you want to see. Be the change you want to see. Be the change.
Beautiful.
And I would definitely say, you don't have to be a celebrity or be like really huge to make a change or make an impact in the world. Like my daughter just told me yesterday, she's 18 years old. She's like, Mom, you're doing all these great things, like, and you're just regular. And I'm like, and I want you to know that you're regular and you can do whatever you put your mind to as well. So you don't have to be real big or famous or a celebrity to make an impact. Like, you can make an impact where you are. You just have to take action, as Ashley said. So be about action. It's your call to action to be about action.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah, you know what? Let me jump on here on a solo real quick. These two beautiful women right here, guys. This is where it starts. Yo, this is proof. This right here is proof that anything is possible. Chicago, Philly, we're talking about cities and that it's hard to be in. It's hard to grow up there. The things that they go through, the violence, just the challenges that's in place every single day of people in Chicago, of people in Philly, and they made it out, and they're making changes, not only for themselves, but for the Black community in general. This particular project is going to change so many lives. It's going to open up so many blessings, so many opportunities for people. Yo, like they said, yo, be the change. The time is now. The time is right now. If we can survive a pandemic, you know how many people that I've known that has birthed from this pandemic. This global pandemic, don't allow it to stop you. Don't allow it to shut you down at all whatsoever. Do what you got to do to stand up, rise up, and conquer challenges, not only for you, but for your family, for your community, for your history, and for your future. The time is now, right here in the present. We gotta make it happen, yo. Make sure that you guys go and donate to these two beautiful women right here in the FGI Foundation. Look, hey, you know, it's time to get it and make it happen, y'all. I'm so proud of you, ladies, 100%, hands down. I'm definitely gonna donate. I'm gonna encourage all of my workers, all of my employees, myself, my family. I plan to get a donation from everybody, so just know that it's coming. Yes. It's definitely coming. I
want to shout out the Black Achievement financial crap. I'm messing it up. But there is a brother that we're partnering with that I don't want to not shout out, because what he's doing is awesome. And this is what partnership looks like, because we out here talking about us, but we want to also talk about the good that somebody else is doing. And I'm going to get this brother, because what he talked about with us was if we could get 100,000 Black folks donating $9 a month, that would create $900,000 a month that we can then utilize for development and for building. And so I want to encourage you guys to get with the BAFE, and it's the Black Achievement Financial organization. And I'm going to send that to you guys, because what we're going to be doing is partnering with them, and they're going to help to fund the development and what we're doing. And that will be a Black funded pipeline of money versus going to other institutions. We can do this ourselves.
Awesome. What's his name?
I'm about to pull it up, because he just sent me an email. I'm so sorry, because we had, like I told you guys, we had been inundated with emails. So when he reached out, we talked to him today. It was just so inspiring to us, because if all of us did this kind of donation, just a small, we pay Hulu, Netflix, and everybody else $14.99 a month, Spotify, YouTube. We should be investing into the Black Achievement Foundation so that we can make this money circulate and help to build our own businesses. So I definitely think that that's something worth sharing. And I just, like I said, we've gotten so many emails. I'm having the hardest time finding it for whatever reason, but I did want to at least shout him out. I hate that I don't have the email he sent, but his name is at Key Hodgins, and it's the Black Economic and Community Development Corporation. So please, you guys, look that up, Google it. I'm sure you'll be able to find it, and I'll drop a link to it once I can, okay?
Awesome. Yeah. That's super awesome, yo. And again, ladies, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations on being able to pull this off. You know, just from listening to you ladies and watching you, you know, I can tell just the ambition, you know, the drive, and then the strength that you have. It's amazing. I'm so impressed. And I'm definitely going to come out there for my birthday this year. So
please do.
Hopefully I meet y'all soon in person. We could take a big old picture smiling.
Yes, we
can. On that Black-owned land, you feel me? Yeah, that's what's up. Again, I just want to say congratulations and thank you for coming on the show. Big shout out to Kenya Sheets. You're welcome. Big shout out to Kenya Sheets for even making this possible.
Thank you, Kenya.
Yeah, she's awesome, guys. If you guys don't know Kenya Sheets, she's an author of 100 Sheets, and she also does PR work, and it's called Kenya Write For Me. Big shout out, Kenya. I love you, girl. That's my partner right there, man. She always does great things, and she knows you guys, and that's even better. That's even more awesomer, if that's a word.
Yes.
But again, thanks for coming on the show. Hopefully once development starts and everything, we can get an in-person interview. That'll be super awesome. That's my next step in my interview world. How this podcast was birthed is pretty amazing. It's an amazing story, but that's for another conversation. I always like to end all of my, besides the questions that I asked you guys and the inspiration that we put out there for little black women and black men and other people in the community, I always want to say this, and it's 3 things that I focus on, and then it helps me, and I live by this every day, and I'm sure it'll help you ladies, for the simple fact that you guys made this possible. You know, you guys made this possible not only for myself, but you made it possible for yourself, and you live and die by it every single day, and it's going to keep you guys going on a forward movement. And those 3 things are this: smile, laugh, and definitely motivate every day. If you guys can focus on doing that every day, it'll make your day that much easier, trust me. You know, number 2 is inspire one to inspire all. If you guys inspire one person and they inspire the next, eventually it's going to create a domino effect. It's going to create a snowball, and the whole world is going to be inspired. And number 3, y'all already know how I like to do it. Let's just drop it, and it'll tell you itself. Be better than yesterday, and